Okay, so I saved there for a very specific reason, because I'm gonna show off something you shouldn't do. If you've played Map Rando for a while, you probably know this already, but I'm gonna show it off anyways. So you see, oh, there's an item here. Let me go get that. Wait a minute. Now what? What do I do? What do I do? I can't get up. So yeah, currently, with this exact equipment, I can't get this item. What's worse is I can't get out. If I can get up to here, I can do my typical jump morph. Cool, cool, cool. But then this is too high. Can't do this. I could do my one tile wall jump from the watering hole, but the water is so high I don't have space to morph before I lose my momentum. So I am fully stuck here. So hopefully, if you did come down here, hopefully you saved beforehand. If not, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to do some stuff all over again. But we do have an item in here that will let us get that. Alright, so we got this item up here. You'll notice high jump by itself isn't enough, but speed booster and high jump work surprisingly well together. As you see this platform, it's only 2 tiles wide, but that is enough. I just run for a little bit and it gets me high enough to wall jump off of this. This is what we call a speedy jump. When you have high jump and speed booster, you can do a surprising amount of stuff that you couldn't do without speed, or with like high jump by itself. But yeah, this is an important one to remember. This is in medium again. This trick is in medium. Not just hard logic, this is in medium logic. So it's very important to know this, because sometimes you'll get speed booster and high jump and you'll see this room is like, oh, I can't do that. No, you absolutely can. It's not a difficult trick to do. As long as you can do that wall jump, you can do that. You can do that trick. It's the hard part is just remembering that it exists. Okay, but now that we have spring ball, we can actually get up here and get this item. However, once we get back to the top, you might be thinking, but wait, we have the same problem. How do we get out? Well, we'll get to that. This is called spring ball jumping, which is distinct from jumping with spring ball. Don't worry about it. So spring ball is weirdly programmed in this game, like many things. Gravity Suit is very similar in this regard. So you can do something weird with spring ball. If you turn it off, and then you jump, and then you pause, and then you turn it back on, you can jump again, midair. Weird. Now there are some quirks to this. I think, yeah, there's some quirks to this and some like precise timings for specific things. We'll get to that when we get back to the next section. This, I'll just put this here so you can see that it's there, and we'll show it off in more detail a little bit later. Right now we just need to get back. So now we're back to here. But where do we go? So if you remember, I said we couldn't get to the top door of Everest. Well, that's not exactly true anymore. We have this long shaft we call toilet. That essentially is just a door that connects other 2 regions. This space itself doesn't really do anything other than give you a teleport to the next door. So if you remember the trick we did over here in Indiana Jones, we can do the same thing here. We can do a shinespark, and then we can get up to the platform below the door, and then we'll talk about where we go from there. So what we do this, Also, it's worth noting, I'm not going to show off all of them, but if you try to diagonal shinespark right, you'll bonk on a ceiling here and you won't get anywhere. And if you go straight up, that doesn't really put you anywhere useful other than just being able to get back down to this left door. But we're going to do diagonal up left for this shinespark. So do that, come up here, boom. And again, we go through toilet. We're not burning health when we go through toilet, which is very nice. Otherwise, that would be a lot of health. And then we're up here. And we land perfectly above this platform. We're going to go ahead and use a power bomb to open the door. Now, if you remember from the previous room, we talked about spring ball jumps. So, when we do this, we turn off spring ball, jump, morph quickly. That's the first step. Jump, morph quickly, and pause. And now we turn spring ball back on. And if you want to press spring ball as early as possible, sometimes you need to, sometimes you don't. You need to wait until the menu screen fades completely to black. And then once that happens, you can press the jump button and it will buffer basically the first frame available out of the pause. So I press pause, now I press jump. And now I got an extra jump. It was hard to see because it kind of happened during the fade out, but yeah. All right, we're gonna go ahead and save here before we talk about spring ball jumps in more detail because we're gonna be doing a lot of them.